Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. We haven't seen this one for some time, have we? We've got the International Space Station here for the folks over at Deagostini Collectibles. Today is a marathon build. Haven't seen this for some time, so we're going to be doing stages 75 to 98. Look at all of these of the International Space Station. Now, there is a good reason why I haven't done this for some time, and that's because if you check out this array that I've done here, that looks just like this, and I mean, check through the playlist of this build and you'll see how long that took. We had to do it again, and it became a little bit repetitive, so I thought to myself, you know what, I don't want to just keep building arrays, so what I thought is I'll bundle everything together, and that's what I'm doing today. I think this middle section here is finished, but I can't be sure. But we're going to find out together as we go through these, I don't know, 25 almost stages of this build. Now, I don't think this is still available anymore, so you can't get it anymore, unfortunately. But I have put a link in the video description. You may have a link to that site in the future, who knows? But I can't see it coming back. We'll have to see. But I'm going to jump straight into it, seeing as there's so many to do. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So I probably will be a little bit quicker going through the magazines because I want to show you the magazines, but I'm guessing there isn't much to do in each one, but we're going to find out soon. You see, we've got some more parts for the base here and just this little section here. So basically we're going to be adding just that little section to the array that we were creating before, and then we're creating some attachments to increase the size of this base, so it's looking just like that there. So, stage 75, let's get all of these parts out. And this was the array that I was working from. I need to put this into place. So this is actually going to go on top, this part here, all metal, remember, just like that, with this yellow part here towards this area here. Get this lined up. Perfect. And I'm holding that in with two MS4 screws. I actually forgot this is the arse build. Okay, they're in. Let's put that to one side. And bringing over this part of the stand that we've been making in the last pack, I'm going to be putting some connectors, I guess, onto this stand. So one is going to go in here. I'm doing it this way round so I don't get confused about where they're actually going. So that looks good. One is going on this side over here. And then finally, we've got one more just going on the end here. Now, all of these need to be put in with big ass screws. These are AS8 screws. I do find these going better with my PH1 screwdriver. Okay, we're now going to be adding this section here to this section here. But if I was to take this off, which I am going to do, let me just show you something here. I'm in a dilemma as where to display this because I can't really lie it down because all of those will get crushed. So it does help if you have another person to hold this. I don't have that luxury. So I am going to find a way that I can actually probably stand it up like that, I guess. So I can actually get underneath that stand. So if I've got the stand this way round, these are going to be going into positions just here. So push them on. I am going to take out these supports, and then we've got quite a few screws to put in here. I've got big ass screws, which are going to put these ones in on all of these connectors that I've just connected up now. And then when they're in, I'm just going to be taking nuts and bolts and putting these through here with the nuts on the other side and getting these in as well. Remembering that I want to alternate them. So if the nut's going in from this side first, on the other way, it's going on the other way. So I'm going to do that with all the new connections I've got here. So I'm just looking at it now, making sure that everything that is connected does have these bolts all the way through, which it does. Looking good. So that is now complete. Now I don't think we're going to be adding anything to this now. So what I'm going to do is give this a clean. And then I'm going to be putting all of those blankers that go around the side here, just like that one there. And there we go. So that's on the completed stand, and that's all there is to do in that stage. Okay, in stage 76, here's the instructions. And we are going to be bundling these together because, as you can see, I'm now building another sail. So we've done this quite a few times. So let's see how many this goes over. So that's 76. This is 77. Here's the magazine. Part of the sail there. I'm guessing it's the next 4 stages. This is going to be 78. And I know after we've done this last array, we are going to be flying through this because this is the last array that we're doing here. So, kind of. I think we do have one more. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a second. Oh, there we go. Looking just like this. And it goes up to 80, I think. Let's go and check 80. Stand by. There's 80. Is that in? No, let's do 81 as well. Wow, there's going to be a few this time. Now, because I have done it before, I just wanted to get it to the stage that's complete. Let's go to 82. That you saw it at the start of this video. By the look of it, we are going to stage 83. Wow. Okay. We're just adding some little details here by the look of it that we're going to be putting on that as well. But we have done this before. So that's how it's looking, just like that. Okay. And then the last stage here, stage 84, I'm sure we actually get to attach all of that together, which is what we do with these parts here. And that's going to lock all of this into place. So then it's looking like that. And that will give us another complete one of these arrays. Now, so I'm not going to go through that, so I'm going to click my fingers and we're going to have 2 of these done. But if you do want to see how this is built, check out the playlist and you can see me build this stage by stage. So when we get to stage 84, we have got another array complete. So where do we go from here? We're in uncharted territory now. So this is stage 85. And we have got the International Space. I don't know what this is. I mean, I don't know what any of these parts are, to be honest with you, but we're going to get this done. So that's looking like that. This is where you all come along now and tell me exactly what I'm building, because I haven't got a clue. But, again, all of these parts are metal. Everything you've seen is metal, so you can imagine how heavy this one is. I'm not actually using this section here, so that can go to one side. But I am using everything else here. And what I'm going to need to do is put these clamps in. So one's going on top, one's going on the bottom here, just like that. And they're going to be held in with R-screws. I haven't seen them for ages. Well, you've got to love Marathon Build Day. Just so you know, with the stopping and editing and stuff like that, I'm up to an hour of filming so far. Obviously, the video is not going to be that long. Once I've got that, I'm going to be putting this into this section here. It's actually just going to go off to one side. I was going to see if this fits in better one way or the other. It fits a lot better that way. And once again, an R-screw to hold this in. Perfect, and that's the end of that stage. Stage 86. Here is the instructions. And again, I've got a couple of bits here, which we're going to be adding to the metal section that we had from the last stage. So what we're going to do, take these 2 sections here, and this is just going to be going on top, just like that. It's going to be held in with MS4 screws. We need 4 of those. So that's on just like that. And then I'm taking this section here, and this is just going to be going on that end just like that. In stage 87, I can't believe how many of these I haven't done. Okay, adding some more, as you can see here. Okay, so stage 87, we want to take what we've created just here, and I'm going to be attaching this, to get it the right way round, to this section just like that there. And it's going to be held in with 4 of our MS4 screws. Shows what I know. I thought we were actually finished with the structure of the space station, but obviously there's still quite a bit to do. So that is looking just like that there. I did open the other pack 88, so that's what all of these pieces you're seeing there are, mainly on the count that I am stupid. So these are going in just like we did in the last, not the last stage before, and they're held in with the AS5 screws, affectionately known as the R screws. And while I'm putting this in, I am just going to reflect on, do I think this was a good idea saving these all up? I think because these are really tiny stages, I think it was probably the best idea to do this. I did it with the Infinity Gauntlet, if you remember, and it is good that I can just whiz through these. Okay, if I bring over what we created a couple of stages ago, exactly the same way, we're going to be putting this in this way. And once again, that's going to be held in with the AS5 screw. Okay, so that's how that's looking. Now, on this side here, let's have it that way round. With these 2 tabs facing up, I'm going to be putting this just into the cavity there. So that's in like that. And then on top of that, I've got this gold section, which once again is going to be held in with one of these R screws. Sort of connects to the piece underneath as well. So that is now how that looks. And that's the end of that stage. In stage 88, which was the stage that I said I had already opened, I think we're going to be mirroring exactly what we've just done. As you can see there, although we are adding some stuff to that, so let's do that now. And by that I mean we're going to be taking this piece here, and once again adding this to what we've been creating. So this is going to go on there like that, held in with the MS4 screws. That is how that's looking. I can put that to one side, bring over all of these other parts here. Now we're going to be adding things to what we've created here. So in this middle section, I've got these little clamps that we put on last time, which are held in with the AS5 screws. Let's get them in. These all look to be clips, you know, so I don't know if we're clipping this onto something. It's the last one going in here. Now on this side, just in the middle here, I've got this detail, which is going to go over the top. Let's get it around the right way. It goes around that way, so that the keyhole pattern is facing up. And AS5 screw in there to hold that in. Then I've got this detail to go in, which is just going to go into the ends there with an AS5 screw. Quite a detailed little piece this is. Okay, on top of this, I've got this detail here, which is going to go in there, and it's held in once again with an AS5 screw. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at this, putting an AS5 screw in, I don't think it's going to do much to this. It's not going to, I've put an AS5 screw in down the top like it's telling me to do, but it's not going to hold it in at all, as you see. So, I don't know what that's all about. Perhaps there's something that's meant to be in there. I'm just looking at all the parts I've got. Yeah, I'm very much confused about what screw they want me to put in there. Because there's no screw that's going to hold that into place. As you can see, even the flange screw I've got's not going to hold that into place. I think I'll leave it for a minute. And in the meantime, this has got a keyhole pattern, so it's easy to see how this one's going to go. This plate's just going to go on here. That hides all of those screw holes in there. And in here, I've just got this little detail going into this square bracket, just like that. And yeah, for this, I am very much confused about what's going on here. I've got absolutely no idea. But that is the end of that stage. Okay, 89. Here's the instructions. That's a book in itself. A couple of bits here to put on, which means I'm bringing over what we've been working on, and we're working on this side now. And basically this is just going to go over the top here. Make sure that fits nice and flush there, which it does. Once again, held in with MS4 screws. Perfect, and just like last time, this then can go over the top here. We're not actually attaching that in though, that sits like that in stage 90. Are we building onto that? I'm guessing we are. These parts here, which again will be added, and we've got some add some details to this as well. This is very much interesting here. Okay, so we've got the big metal bar first, which is going to be going down, by the look of it, this section here. So it's actually going to fit into the channel just like that. Perfect, and it's held in with MS4 screws. Need 3 of these. And then over this end here, got this metal section to go on there, which is going to be create a shaft for a or a hole for a shaft to go in. And again, MS4 screws to hold that in. Okay, there, and hopefully this next stage is going to end the dilemma about what's going on with that bit that doesn't fit in properly on here. Because I need these 2 parts first, and I'm going to be holding them together with this clamp. So this is going to be fun. One side's going to go in there, the other side's going to go in there like that. Okay. Let's get a AS5 screw ready, because I'm going to want to clamp these together and put a screw through these. Just like that. Okay, so the arm of this is going to be going onto this section here, just like that. Again, held in with an AS5 screw. So this is able to move. Now this needs to be able to slide in this channel just here. This is why we created this section here, to grip hold of these. I'm not going to put this on at the moment, I'm going to leave that out, but that's all there is to do in that stage. Stage 91. Here we go. And again, lots of pieces here that we're going to add, pretty similar to what we've done. We're adding some more of this arm here. So that's looking like that. So similar to what I had done before, it's going to be putting this in this way round, with the short side facing down. Push this into place, and then MS4 screws to hold this in. The difference being this time that we also have 2 just to put in the center here. And again, just like last time, I do have this metal tube section to go over there, so we can put some sort of rod in there. And it's MS4 screws again to keep this into place. And then just put that to one side, because we're going to do exactly what we did in the last stage. I'm going to be clamping these 2 parts together here. So they go like this. Get the top cover on. And then I'm holding these together with an AS5 screw. Okay, and the way this works is on this arm here, we're going to be putting this over the top of it. So it's just going to be going in, let's get it the right way around, that way round, and again held in with an AS5 screw. Excellent. And obviously that's going to fit on there. Again, I still can't see how you hold that in. There's no way to hold that in, but there we go. Now by the look of it, this that we've got here needs to pass through every single one of these clips. So I'm just going to feed this through. So it comes out the other side. I'll leave that off for a second, because this is then going to be going onto this section like that. Just there. Held in with MS4 screws. Just 2 screws by the look of it. So one there. And just its partner on the other side there. I'm going to move slightly down because I'm going to be putting this on this end just here. So again, I've just got to line this up, make sure it's round the right way. That looks good. And again, MS4 screws to hold this into place. I've just realised what this is. Let me just get this screw in here. And it is actually very clever what this is. This is a rail. Once I've got this screw in here, I'll just give you a quick demonstration of how it works. There you go. As you see, this can slide along like that. Very good. That's the end of that stage. Okay, 92. We are working our way through it. There's the instructions. A few bits here, looking like that. Let's get them on. Basically, what we're going to do is put these two parts together first. So they come out the other side. I'm closing that off with this section here, and you can see they've already got the markings on here. Then I'm plugging in this section this way round, which goes into there like that, and I'm holding all of that in with some of the AS5 screws, or just one of them actually. So that looks just like this. Bringing this back over again, this is going to go onto the top just here, held in with an MS4 screw. 93, what a marathon. Okay, here's the instructions. These parts here, creating this like that. And I need this panel here first, and I'm going to be putting these two parts together. This is just going in the center like that. Held in with a R screw. On the other side, I've got this bracket to put on, which is just going to go over the top here. And then that is going to be held in, if I get it round the right way, this way round, with the AS5 screws. Actually, I had it right way round first time. There is a difference though. On this side, I've got this large, I don't know what it is. I did warn you, I don't know what half of this stuff is. It's a dome-shaped thing, like a Spaceball helmet. That goes through there. One on this side. Perfect. And then just on the bottom here, so I'll just clip that in. I've got another little detail to go in here. Perfect. Now, because of that little bracket there, this is going to be going onto this side. Let's get it in the right place, just like that. And it's held in with an MS4 screw. That's all there is to do in that stage. In 94, here's the magazine. Couple of little tiny bits here, looking like that. And this one's definitely a case, by the look of it, of, let's get it round the right way, of putting these two parts here together, just like that. I've got a bracket to go in this side, over the top, holding that in with an AS5 screw, and that was a lightning quick round. That's all there is to do there. Here's 95. Again, I think these are tiny packs, these ones, as you can see. Adding this here. Now, just so you know, while I've been opening these packs, they are giving us these blanks that go around the edges here. I am aware of that. I will put them in at the end. So what we created here, I'm going to be adding this box to. So it's going to be going on this side, and it will go a certain way round. So it goes this way round, like that. And then I'm holding that in with the AS5 screws. I need 4 of these. And then once again, I've got another little detail just to go into the top here. And that's the end of that stage. So we've just got 3 more stages left to go in this little marathon build I'm doing here. And again, just a tiny part that we're going to create here. I just know all the people that have got very clued up about parts of a space station are going to be hammering my comments about what things are. If you are going to do that, can you please put a time code just to say where it is on the video that you're actually referring to, because it educates me as well. That's the whole point of building these models, to try and learn something while I'm doing it. Let's get this one in. And then finally, I've got another panel just to put in the other side, which goes in here. It's following the shape. Perfect. And that's that stage done. And then 97. Here's the instructions. There you go, you can see them all. Again, another little panel to do. looking like this. We're building onto that. It looks like we get to attach this as well, which means once again I am putting some details on this section here, and that means I'm going to be taking this section, putting this through here, and then bringing both of these together like this to make one complete section. Now I just need a R-screw again to go through this hole. That's going to hold that detail I just put in on the other side. Like that. Detail at the top there. And another screw. Then I'm going to be taking this bracket. That's going to go in that side just there. Held in with one of these R-screws. And then to hide that screw hole, I've got a panel which goes over the top. Just like that. Just into the holes here, I've got two details to put in. One goes in this way. And the other one goes in this way. No idea what they are. And then this whole thing is going next to this one here. It goes in this way, just onto this section here. And that's held in with an MS4 screw. So that's how that's looking. Which means I'm on the last stage of this marathon build. Let's see what we're doing. And we're just making another panel. Okay. Now I'll be honest with you, I don't know how many stages there are in this build, but obviously I do believe we're coming to the end of this now. So I'm going to get these panels in just like last time. And there you go, with them in. That's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. And you know what, for this arm, I did find a flange screw that I could put in there, and that's actually put that arm on. I think it needed to be a flange screw. I do like how this is though, and how this can move along, as you can see. But that was a marathon build. I hope it wasn't too monotonous seeing all of those stages. I tried to do it in a way that you're not seeing the same thing again and again and again. I think that gets a bit boring, but it is coming along, and I reckon there must only be about 10 stages left now. We're pretty much there. Obviously, we haven't put the arrays on this as well yet, but looking pretty good. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.